Did you know that we have channel memberships now? If you'd like to help support this channel, get some exclusive Kawabana emotes to use in the comments, as well as an exclusive badge by your name, click that join button now to find out more. Every bit of support really helps. Thanks guys. I recently brought up this rather recent urban legend in the first episode of Toshiden Theatre, a collection of short urban legends from Japan that you may or may not have ever heard of before. If you didn't listen to that episode, then I'll very briefly sum this one up. The Doll Mask Man of Chiba, as he's known on the internet, is a man who likes to take photos dressed up in a variety of outfits with large doll heads covering his face in Matsudo City, Chiba Prefecture. Personally, I find this to be a rather harmless hobby, and it's not like Japan isn't home to all sorts of cosplay, but the reason this man became a modern urban legend is, well, some of the outfits are certainly a little out there, and it seems he enjoys sharing these online, perhaps specifically to get a reaction out of people. For various reasons, I'll only be sharing the safe images here, but how much of this is true to begin with, and what's really going on? Well, let's take a look. From what I've been able to gather, a certain post on Go Channel was one of the first times the Doll Mask Man appeared online. I say one of the first because it's within this thread that several users spoke about seeing the Doll Mask Man himself share these pictures on Futaba Channel, but that thread no longer appears to exist. Although, evidently, several people did save the pictures from it, at the very least. Thus, this Go Channel thread is the earliest one that still remains online today. The thread, posted on June 27th, 2019, was titled, "Warning. An old man with the desire to become a female doll is wandering around Matsudo late at night. This is crazy, lol." The first comment featured links to 2 pictures, and the text, "It seems he's looking for an apartment complex where it's easy to take photos, and then breaking into those night after night." The poster then shared several more images throughout the thread, and several other users also shed more light on the situation. So, according to these Go Channel users, this man was actually rather infamous in the Chiba area. He was, until that point, a local legend, although it seemed now he was going to gain internet fame as well. He was in his 50s and had been taking photos at apartment complexes dressed in various outfits with giant doll masks for about 7 or so years, meaning he would have started around the early 2010s. His main shooting location seemed to be the Rikodai apartment complex, a series of buildings with seemingly countless apartments that all look the same, but he had been seen in other areas as well. To make this even stranger, that apartment complex is apparently well known to locals as a suicide spot as well. Now, the Doll Mask Man, according to reports in the thread, was known to take pictures well into the early hours of the morning in front of people's homes. This was seemingly confirmed by the now no longer existing Futaba thread, where the Doll Mask Man himself posted photos, people soon realized, in real time. Although the background of these pictures started out dark, they eventually grew lighter and lighter as the night wore on, and people realized that this was because day was breaking, and he was posting the photos as he took them. Meaning, he was standing around that apartment complex all night, changing into different outfits to share the photos, anonymously, online, and then reading people's reactions to them. At any rate, he had apparently been reported to police numerous times over the years, but technically he wasn't doing anything wrong. At least, for the most part. Dressing up and taking photos in the public halls of a building isn't illegal, after all, although it is certainly annoying for the people trying to sleep inside, I'm sure. But it seemed he wasn't just taking photos. In fact, a user dug up an old Yahoo Answers post from July 28, 2011, which included a picture of a man in a red suit that looked identical to recent pictures shared of the Doll Mask Man. Here, the poster revealed that this man was lurking around their building and screaming at the top of his lungs late at night, annoying the locals. After that, they called the police and he was taken away. Another post from January 31st, 2016, was dug up on a rentals website, with someone claiming that a man dressed in women's clothing kept approaching them at the Crest Palace Matsudo, another apartment complex in the city. From this, we can see that the doll masked man had likely been hanging around the area for at least 8 years, if not longer, but he wasn't always quiet about it. It seemed that in addition to taking his photos, he liked to hassle the residents as well. The day after this thread went up, another thread was started on the bakusai.com website. This website is like a bulletin board for locals, and in the Matsudo City Kaidan board, someone posted the following. This isn't just any old man dressing up like a woman. Today's topic is about the suspicious man who dresses up in strange female masks and clothes, who is terrorizing the neighborhood. From this thread, even more information came to light. The man was apparently banned from numerous dining establishments because of his costumes and behavior, and there was only one bar in town that would let him in. However, when that bar closed, he was left without any places to go. More people claim to have heard of police arresting him because he kept riding his bike around the complex, dressed up in those same costumes and masks, scaring the residents. One person even claimed that the doll masked man would threaten residents who called the police by urinating on their door handles. This was unsubstantiated, of course, but it was clear by this point that, at least locally, the doll masked man was well known, and it seemed he was quite a nuisance. Various people claimed to know who he really was, although nobody could provide any proof. Others remarked how they wanted to run into him sometime, while others revealed that they actually had seen him in person before. At any rate, it seemed that locals were very aware of the man and his history, although who he actually was behind the mask remained unknown. And while his hobby of dressing up in and of itself was harmless, he was also known to cause disturbances by screaming late at night, riding around apartment complexes on his bike, and occasionally hassling residents who were just trying to rest at home. Ever since that original post on Futaba, and the subsequent follow-up that shared those same pictures on Go Channel, the doll masked man of Chiba has become somewhat of an internet urban legend. Threads still pop up sharing his old images, and people still talk about sightings to this day. Who he is remains a mystery, but from the information available, it would appear he has been taking photos of himself dressed up in doll masks for at least a decade now, if not more. Why he does this is not something I can answer. Maybe he needs help that he is unable to get, or maybe he simply enjoys the attention. Without knowing who the man is and asking him his motivations, the best anyone can do is guess. But what do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.